Our story opens in the darkness of night when the latest train moves and a cute little boy named Taisei, with his sister, watches this train excitedly from the bridge. His sister told him that she wants him to become a cool person with something to protect. She just said it not knowing that it would become this little boy's dream. This little boy grows up and makes robots to fight with each other. These robots are advanced and fight like pros with each other. They fight very well. A bright light appeared, and they stopped. The fight was over. He mentions he will become a cool person with something to protect. After that, he tells his companion, Vina, that he really wants to do Shinkansen with a cross-platform interchange to the conventional line, but that is a matter of the slow-to-express connection. He realizes it's time to go back to his bed. He has breakfast. His parents tell him that this is his first day of a new school, so not to be late. He dresses up and moves out. He goes to school by train. An old lady comes to the train, and he stands up from his seat to give her a place, but unfortunately, someone sits in his seat. Another kind girl stands up and tells the lady to sit. After that, he moves to school, and Vina tells him he should have mentioned to the lady to sit, but he replies that this is embarrassing. He just wants to become cool to protect something. He enters Shinkai Academy and meets his homeroom teacher named Kadamaki Takanawa. The teacher reassures him not to be worried, as his class is a good bunch, and asks for the reason for the transformation. He replies he did it because his sister studied at this school. He gives his introduction to the class, and the class welcomes him. He said to his seat, and the boy next to him gave him his introduction. His name is Ryota Kuzuryu, and he is an extroverted person who freely talks with him. The girl named Mayome also welcomes him. This is the girl who gave a seat to the lady on the train. She asks him if he is the little brother of Ina Onari. The other classmates also come to him, mentioning his sister is missing for a long time. Is she alive or not? But that hurts him, and he also says she is alive, she is just missing for 2 years. They all went to science class. He gets a little sad. Ryota talks with him and shows him the whole school, telling him he believes in him and asks if he got news from his sister. But he replies he never got any news and his sister never contacted him, but he believes she is alive. He told him that now he will show him the railway club, and he is too excited about it. He moves inside the room and sees Mai already there, who apologizes for asking about his sister and also mentions he is a kind person, as he tried to give a seat to the lady on the train. Ryota tells him about their club members. He is the vice president, and she is the club president, and these are two, and others cannot join because they cannot understand it. They wear glasses and decide to just hop into the metaverse. They did it. He likes it. Vina also appears, but they already know that she is a Navi that is usually on a smartphone, and Mai also shows her Navi. They show him a driving simulator that is Kaken's pride and joy. Ryota shows him his record and tells him to beat it. Kadamaki Takanawa saw all this from his computer and was surprised how they got into the test program without his permission. But suddenly his expression completely changed, and he became unbelievable. He sends all data to his junior to confirm all this. He confirms it, and they thought this little boy's stability value as well. Is it in operational range as he is a brother of Ina Onari? The signals are changing, and an electric shock appears on the station somewhere. They try to know the place but cannot get it. The capture wall appears, and a large unknown robot comes that frightens the people, but Takanawa controls the situation and deploys a capture wall and avoids damage. On the other hand, Ryota with the other two also saw an emergency alert on the screen and cannot understand it. Takanawa told them to come to the ERDA underground platform. They come back and run. They all move and talk about that emergency alert, which means the unknown mysterious giant monster appeared. They are shocked as the unknown appeared only 10 years ago, and the organization who encountered them is ERDA Ultra Evolution Railway Development Agency, and these two are part of it. The teacher shows them the picture of the unknown that appeared 20 minutes ago in the city, but the city's situation is controlled, and only the road is damaged. But that's not okay because the capture wall is a limit of it that controls it. He mentions that they developed a shinkalion and E5 Hayabusa for that purpose, and only a few people drive it, but unfortunately, in their organization, no one can handle this and drive it, but he saw its suitability value, and he is able to drive it. He remembers his sister's words to become cool and protect something, and he agrees to drive it. Vina tries to stop him from doing this, but he ignores it. He wears the protective suit, and the teacher instructs him that the shinkalion launches in vehicle form and then transforms into humanoid form midway, and there is no need to worry. He enters the shinkalion driving compartment and loves it. The team guides him, and he starts his journey. Shinkalion moves fast and changes into a giant robot form and meets the unknown within the capture wall. The unknown attacks him. He tries to fight but cannot focus because of Vina and the team. The unknown attacks him badly, and he becomes unconscious. He remembers the time when his sister told him that Vina is good and it's good to use in daily life, but nobody should ever tell a friend I wish you were dead, as that's nothing to be said casually. He wakes up to fight. He fights very well, and the team sends another robot in the form of a truck. The truck changes its form into a robot and attaches to him, and the E5 Hayabusa trailer form develops. Now he fights very bravely and like a pro. He destroys the other unknown, and the destruction is massive. He did a great thing and is proud of himself, but unfortunately, he passes out and opens his eyes in the medical room in ERDA. Ryota and Mia are also there and appreciate him for his work, but he mentions he did not do anything. Ryota goes to call Kachin, and Mia tells him they worked hard to drive shinkalion but couldn't. Ryota has soft and emotional feelings about it because when he was young, he was attacked by the unknown, he was rescued, and his obsession with shinkalion is higher than anyone, and he did it, so he should be happy about it. He comes back home and generally tells his mother he joined the railway club and moves to bed and sleeps. The next day he tries to talk with Ryota, but he's not there, and he talks with others. Other students also talk about him and his sister when a handsome boy named Akane Fulden stops them, cleans, introduces himself to him, and mentions that it is common to have all this stuff because his system contributes to the advancement of the world's AI technology. He advises him not to worry because things happen to those whose families and others are famous. Kachin tells him to meet after school and tells him to join ERD because there is no one who can drive shinkalion, and the unknown appeared after 10 years, and he thinks the risk is not over. But he mentions he is not a great personality as he cannot protect the pedestrian bridge, which means a lot to him. Vina tells him to come out, and she tells Kachin how he could allow their child to do such difficult work. He apologizes for it and mentions this is modified by her sister. Kachin tells him that it's weird to play with his emotions, but her sister is still alive and works for ERD, not as a driver but as an engineer. He mentions his sister is brilliant and she also disappeared for 2 years, but they try hard to find her location but cannot. He replies he cannot do anything, but Kachin gives him some time to think about it. He thinks he should join ERD because he wants to find her sister, but he cannot play with Ryota's feelings, who is the one person who believes that her sister is still alive. Vina tells him to not think about that and do whatever he wants, and he remembers his sister's words that never laugh at someone who has fallen and down. That person was only trying to walk. Failure is not uncool. The uncool is never even trying to get up and walk. He makes his decision. The next day he tells them that yesterday he drove the shinkalion and tried to protect the pedestrian bridge but failed and decided not to try. But now his decision is that he will try his best next time and tell them he is ready to join them. They are happy and laugh about it. The ERDA members introduce themselves to him as one old man named Kaiji Hama, who is the commander of ERDA, and the other one named Surachi, one of the command staff, and the girl is Miyoshi, who is also command staff. He feels hesitant to talk with them, so they talk about the E5 series, and he starts speaking fluently and gives them his introduction properly. He sees the E6 and E7 series excitedly and meets maintenance chief Tango Purely, who works hard. They show him all the places and then show the place where shinkalion is developed, where he meets Agano Tsugawa, one of the researchers who praised his sister as she was his companion, and she was a personality whose ideas and knowledge were admired, and she saw the world in the upgraded shinkalion driving system. He left all her research because he believes she is alive. Kachin mentions that suddenly 10 years ago, an unknown appeared in the world, and a genius engineer, Chikugo Nabashima, developed shinkalion, and ERDA was also formed by him. But unfortunately, at that time, they still did not know where the unknown appeared and what their objective was. One day suddenly 10 years unknown appearance abruptly stopped, but they predict that it will happen again, so the development of new shinkalion with some special equipment called ERDA vehicles, and the unknown appeared back, and he defeats one in E5, and the sustainability value to drive it mind, spirit, and body should work together, and he did it. This is a mystery that is answered by Chikugo, but unfortunately, he passed away. Ryota and he decided to buy Omiya Neapolitan bread, which is a specialty of the school, but there is a crowd to buy that he tries but fails. Mia gets one and is happy about it and gives half to him. He takes it when suddenly he is stuck with Fulden, and his bread falls, but Ryota catches it. Fulden shares half of it but feels sad that Taisei cannot even buy bread by himself and gives up. After that, they move to the metaverse, and Ryota shows the driving simulator and mentions he loves it and breaks his own score by his brilliant driving techniques. He is just playing and not worrying about anything and thinks about vehicles. Mia mentions he is the same, and when they were little, she used to do backflipping. He tries to do it and fails and mentions roast pig on the spot. They come to reality, and there's a horizontal bar on the screen, but he refuses to play with it, and Mia tells him to do that. Taisei mentions he saw the Tsuruga Railway Museum with his sister when he was little. The museum was built in the Meiji period. The museum is a very fulfilling thing. Ryota mentions she also visited this place with his grandpa, as his grandpa was one of the workers who built the Hokuriku, the longest tunnel of Japan, and Taisei praises his grandpa. When suddenly Unknown appeared by breaking the capture wall, he appeared at Tsuruga Port, heading toward Kanagasaki Greenfield. Taisei is ready and starts the Shinkalion E5 Hayabusa. The ERDA transport aircraft moves toward Suruga airspace. He changes Shinkalion into robot form, and the fight starts. The ERDA trailer deployed, and vehicles also combined with Shinkalion. He fights and tries to do his best, but he lacks practical experience. But he thought that if the capture wall limit is over, that Railway Museum and the city of Suruga would be defenseless. Adding the memories he had with his sister, he gives carnage to himself that he never lets the unknown destroy the place. He uses all his power to attack and makes him destroy. They are all happy that he defeats it and protects the whole city of Suruga. Please subscribe to our channel for the next part.